How you doing, guys? This is Richie. Today, taking a look at Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell. Charles Soule, Steve Mcniven. I almost passed this up. Not a big Marvel fan these days of their writing. Some stuff is alright, but usually I seem to be leaning more towards the independent titles these days. But I'd seen some reviews that said this was a really good read and it was definitely worth picking up, so I grabbed a couple issues. This is the third print, cool cover. Now this takes place in the future where Daredevil has lost his powers. He's old. So he's just blind. He's got no superpower. Well, his super senses are gone. He can't jump around like he used to. But wouldn't be much of a story if that was it. Cold Day in Hell, it's called. This is a 3-part series. So it starts off, he's at a graveyard. Talking to the grave. Just an average blind Joe. Works in a soup kitchen. Now you would think it would be a lecture or something that he's at the grave. Wilson Grant Fisk. Husband, father, king. Which I find to be odd. What would you be doing at the kingpin's grave? And it continued. The artwork, I like it. It's very reminiscent of Frank Miller's runs on Daredevil and Batman. I don't know if it was made to look like that. But he's doing his best to help people in the world. There was some kind of atomic bomb was blown off, I think, in the world. There's a lot of radioactiveness around, and he's just trying to get by. So a bunch of a bum robs him, takes his money, almost takes his cane, but then he lets him have it, and he tells him, go to the soup kitchen, I'll still feed you even though you've done this. Throws his cane at him. The old Daredevil would never have gotten hit with a cane, but like I said, he has no powers. So he's wandering around the soup kitchen. It's called Batlin' Jack's. Named after his father, I guess. People are coming out of the subway. He's wandering around in front of the kitchen. Something's going on down there. Ba-boom. Some kind of dirty bomb went off or something. So he's caught right in the middle of it. He's in his 70s now. So, boom, what happens? He starts getting his power back. And now he can hear everything. And he's having trouble with everything hitting him all at once because he could hear better. He could see kind of like how he used to see in the old days. And it's out of control, but then he thinks back to Stick, saying, get it together. And he pulls himself together. He rescues a kid. And goes to investigate. He hears a heartbeat down there. Thump. And who does he see? Captain America. Holding up the collapsed ceiling with this woman or child, and a young girl underneath it. And he's, get her out. And he's holding it. And he's old too now, but he's still a super soldier. Go, Matt, can't hold this. But as you go, listen. And he starts telling him about a military shipment of chemicals. And he's trying to explain to him what's going on. And he's listening for his heartbeat. He goes back for him, but he can't dig it out. And boom, Captain America's dead. Steve Rogers. Great storytelling. So here comes the cleanup crew, and he knows something's wrong here. He knows these guys are out of place, so he starts fighting them, and he's able to move around like he used to. He's got his power back. He starts chasing them down as they're getting away in an ambulance, but he can't catch them. And he goes back to his boss, their boss. They have Captain America's shield, and guess who the boss is? Bullseye. An old, beat-up Bullseye who can't stop shaking. So to keep himself from shaking, he stabs himself through the hand with a pin. And they're trying to tell me there was this guy jumping around. And he starts realizing, hey, it's Daredevil. He's got his shield. He's got Captain America's shield now. Also, he has Frank Castle attached to a wall with his legs and arms amputated, keeping him alive, torturing him. When I saw that, I thought that was just insane for a Marvel comic. It was crazy. And he's trying to bite him. You miss the old days, Castle, because I sure do. Daredevil gets his old costume out, and he's out on the prowl again. To be continued, issue number 2. Now, Mcniven did the coloring in this issue. For the second issue, because of time constraints, brought in a guy named Dean White. And I like the coloring better in this issue. I think this issue just looks better. So this is part 2 of a 3-parter. So they tell you previously what happened. And they're going over, the story, talking about Castle and Daredevil. And he can hear better, he can move around. But the thing is, his power is not going to last long. It's limited. So he already feels himself weakening. And every once in a while, the power cuts out. But he caught a whiff of these guys. He's got their scent. He's going to hunt them down now like he used to do in the old days. And Bullseye knows what's coming. He knows he's going to eventually get to him. Now, this is the woman that had caused the explosion. And they're trying to capture her. So right away, there goes the ambulance. Every time she has one of her fits, they go looking for her. I'm sure Bullseye thinks he could use her as a weapon. And Daredevil's tracking them down. And what do we see here? We see a woman get out of a car. Daredevil's tracking down the young woman with the power that Bullseye's trying to kidnap. But they got to her first. She's in the back of the ambulance. They're taking off, bringing her back. So he goes looking for, trying to get some clues. And who does he go for? Foggy Nelson, who's very old now. And he's shocked to see Daredevil out there because he knows that he didn't have his power anymore. Good to see you. But how? And he explains everything to him. And he's got Steve Rogers' belongings. So he goes looking. And he's beating on some criminals, trying to figure out what's happening. Trying to get clues. And he finds the one guy who was there with the gold tooth. So there's like 8 of them and one old Daredevil whose powers are going in and out. Damn, I pulled the page away. Well, I guess I ain't going to CGC this one. So they're fighting. He pulls out a gun and he's ready to blast Daredevil. They got him down on his knees. And who shows up? You had to know that she was going to pop in. Stand up, old man. It's not your time. And she takes care of them real quick. Stab this one right through the head. Chops him up. I am the beast. And I don't have... I lost track of Elektra after the Frank Miller stuff. I don't really know how her character has evolved. I guess she's still alive now. She is the Beast, and I think it was the Beast that brought her back to life. Remember, if you remember that old story. I should probably revisit all that. Tell him we're coming. So she's wants to get in on it too. She knocks him down, Daredevil down. And now you run, tell him we're coming. Why? I told you I needed him. You shouldn't have touched me without permission. So she wants a piece of Bullseye too, I'm sure. She makes him an offer. I can give you time, as much time as you want, as much time as I have, forever with me. Forever. And he starts thinking back for when they were young. Sees the blood on her sword. And he's flashing back. There's something that must have happened with Captain America. And then here's Fisk. His cane. So she must have butchered Fisk. And caused some kind of rift. It doesn't explain it yet. But that's what it's looking like. They're called the Triple Ring. I don't know where they're headquartered, but they answer to an old friend of ours. So back to Frank and Bullseye, and now he's got this young girl hooked up in this machine. Guess he's going to try to amplify her power and take out the city, or who knows what kind of crazy stuff Bullseye is thinking. He's got some kind of plan, and they don't go too deep into it, so Daredevil's going to get some rest, and Bullseye's sitting on a shipment of radioactive waste, and all he says is the future to be continued. So, good 2 issues. For a Marvel comic, I was very happy with this. And I'm definitely looking forward to the 3rd issue. Hopefully it explains Elektra and the Kingpin and all that a little more. I'm sure it will. But definitely a thumbs up. I would check it out. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching. And I'll catch you on the next one.